Well, good evening, racing fans. Welcome to racing action from Grand River Raceway for this Monday evening in beautiful Elora, Ontario. Center Wellington, nonetheless. Our first dash will go to post in approximately 18 minutes. Track listed as fast, and the announcer listed as slow. Let's get a look at the changes. Note in race 1, number 5, Funny Business, and 6, Wicked Spark scratched. Race 1, scratch 5 and 6. Race number 2, number 3, I'm Above Average. Daryl Thiessen will drive. That's Daryl Thiessen driving 3, I'm Above Average. In race number 3, number 6, Savoie du Hurrah. Not racing on Lasix. No Lasix for Savoie du Hurrah. Race number 4, One News Rider is scratched. Race 4, scratch 1 News Rider. And for Tommy Senorita, will be racing on Lasix. Lasix for Tommy Senorita. In race number 5, number 1, Better in Heels, Austin Sorey driving. Austin Sorey drives the 1. Number 7, All-Star Firefly. Driver to be announced. Race 5, 7, All-Star Firefly. Driver to be announced. Race 6, number 3, First Cast. Scratched. Race 6, scratch 3, First Cast. Race number 7, number 7, All-Star Caroline. Steel to aluminum shoes up front. That is steel to aluminum shoes up front. And race number 8, number 7, Drinkin' Buddy is scratched. Race 8, 7, Drinkin' Buddy is scratched. Once again, reviewing races 1 and 2. Race number 1, scratches of 5 and 6. Race 1, scratch 5 and 6. And the second race. And 3, I'm Above Average. Daryl Thiessen will drive. It's now 15 minutes to post time to welcome in our co-host and handicapping experts live from Margaritaville, the big palace over there. And I was glad to see that Queen Meghan let you get a day away from the palace. You came here Friday night, enjoyed your night at the river. How you doing, buddy?
No, I'm doing fantastic, Gary. Yeah, it's few and far between those nights that I get away from the palace, but no, had a fantastic time on Friday night. It was Caretaker Appreciation Day at Grand River, as well as the 50th anniversary of the OSS, and I just had an absolute blast. I love speaking to the participants of this beautiful sport of harness racing, and it was just a great night from start to finish, and happy to see a lot of people, the horse players on the tarmac that night. Got to chat with many of them, and just a great time all around. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. And we're going to kick you off, though, with 8 dashes. That's right, just 8 dashes here tonight at the river. So that means just an early pick 5 and an early pick 4. No late versions of those wagers, but we're going to make the most because I think it's a really nice card top to bottom, including a couple of OSS Prospect Series divisions. And one of those will feature my best bet again. I'm still going to keep on chasing her. Vendetta Blue Chip in race number 4. Should be my best bet of the night and our single in both of those early multi-leg wagers. And the first of those do kick off in the opening dash of the evening. Race number 1, $5,000 guaranteed pick 5 with a low takeout of 15%. Gary and I will come back in about 8 minutes to post to talk about what we like in that wager.
Fans, note in race number 5, we have a driver change on number 7 All Star Fire away. Paul McKenzie. Paul McKenzie will drive 7 All Star Fire away in the 5th.
Eight minutes to post for the first of 8 dashes here at the river on a marvelous Monday night. And at that time, we always say to take a look at the early pick 5 wager. Starts right away in race number 1. Low takeout, 15% guaranteed pool, $5,000. Gary, myself, and Conley have all mapped out suggested wagers for you. Again, feel free to add or subtract as you see fit. And a little bit, strange happenings on the odds board right now for me in the opening dash. It'll probably shift come post time, but I'm going too deep in the first leg of this wager, starting off in race number 1. That's going to be the 1 and 7. That's the 1 Miss Danny Song and the 7 Century Lunar. And I think those are the main 2 in the dash. I still think that Century Lunar is going to be the favorite come post time, even though Miss Danny Song is taking all the support right now at 4-5. Very fond of that filly. Loved her in her lifetime debut here. She was a winner at 9-2 on that occasion. Then she disappointed as the favorite in Clinton. Didn't think she raced all that well in that effort. Now she's missed a bit of time since then, just over a couple of weeks anyways, and I think she can bounce back with a better effort. But I don't like the price of 4-5, but too deep anyways here in the first thing. Now race number 2, I'm hitting the all button. All 6 trotters in there, competitive looking race, but I'll likely play most horses for different denominations. Like my base ticket will be an all. I might play some of the ones I like the most, like my top 3 selections, for a little more than I play the other ones for. But either way, my base ticket will be an all because I think anyone can win that race, and I think we might be able to extract some value from that leg of this pick 5 sequence. Race 3, the 1, 2, and 4, $8,000 claimers, competitive looking group. Those are the ones I think you have to zero in on. Military Secret, Rail Control might bounce back with a better effort. Last time, just didn't have it after getting a 2-hole trip. About a Boy, I thought raced well in his latest. He certainly could be sitting on a win again. An artistic pick. I just think that good starting spot, and this looks like the right kind of group for him to get back in the win column. So 3 deep in there. Just the 6 in race number 4. My best bet of the night, Vendetta Blue Chip. I've been chasing this filly. I've been kind of trying to get her down each for the last 2. Once at a better number last time as odds on. Now she gets to go postward again in that maiden class for filly and mares. Her main competition looks like a 2-year-old. She's got a maturity edge over that one, although she doesn't have the experience edge with only 2 starts, so that one's 3. I still love her tonight. Vendetta Blue Chip, absolutely love her chances, and she's going to be my single in race number 4. Just the 2 and 5 in the money leg race number 5. Stellar Manipulation looks like the clear one to beat in that other division of the Prospect Series. Splash of Lemon's intriguing, though. Second start of this one's for Jason Libby. Third start of her career. I thought she was a good winner at Leamington. I think she might be underrated off that effort because of the time of 2:02 and 2. Might make her be an overlay in that pick 5 wager. $14.40 for me. Now we'll hear from Gary Guy, who's got a pep in his step tonight because his Buffalo Bills were winners yesterday on the opening Sunday of the NFL season.
Oh, yeah. By the way, how'd your team do?
Not so good. No, the Carolina Panthers. If it was Madden, the video game Madden, I'd be looking to hit sim season right now because we're 1 game in, and it's bleak, very bleak.
Well, at least maybe you'll have the first pick overall in the draft next year. There's always a plus side. Well, let's get a look at this pick 5. Well, I have Century Lunar, Miss Danny's Song, as do you. And I also have the 3, Philly Sealster. Yeah, just taking a flyer here because this one blasted to the front from post 7 last time out when it's only beaten 3/4. Just sent up by Dr. Ian Moore, so just wanted Philly Sealster added as well. In race number 2, where you went to the all, I went to a single, Cadillac Moon. This is one that won at Mohawk in 54 and 2 back in June. Now, look, that's the only win of the year. One that was good last year, though, 4 wins and 13 starts. And I thought that Cadillac Moon, I just think this is the right spot for Cadillac Moon. So I went alone on Cadillac Moon instead of taking the all. In race number 3, well, I have just a couple in there, About a Boy and Artistic Pick, whereas you also have 3 horses, 4, 1, and 2. So I don't have Military Secret. And Military Secret can be good on the inside, making the front. So we'll see how that pans out. 4th race, you have the 6 on top. I did add 1, but I think Vendetta Blue Chip, I think you're right. I just added Amazing Wish just because gate speed inside post, compact field. We'll see if Amazing Wish maybe could get things her own way, but I think that race is Vendetta Blue Chips to lose. And then in the 5th race, have 3 horses, the 2, 1, and 4. So we both like the 2 on top, but then you went with that 5, Splash of Lemon, whereas instead I added Better in Heels and Dream Shot. But I think it's a reasonably wide open prospect series, but I had to nail it down to 3. You went all the way down to 2. So I only spent $7.20.
That a little cheaper than usual for Gary Guy at $7.20, half the price of my ticket. And of course, helps because he does go with a single in race 2 where I did hit the all button. 4 combinations where we can both be winners tonight. And of course, that's what I'm cheering for. We'll see what Conley's got in store for us. Conley maps out tickets for us as well in these pick 5s and pick 4 wagers. And he's got, look at that, 3 singles tonight. Wow, Conley is really playing it thin, and I like it. I love playing, those thin type tickets, and he's going to single up in the 7th, Century Lunar, who I think has to be the favorite come post time. I think that her resume coming into this deserves favoritism, and that's why I thought me going to Miss Danny's Song might give us value here in the opening dash, but haven't seen that in the odds board just yet. Second race, he agrees with Gary, just the 2, Cadillac Moon. I thought maybe vulnerable favorite type in there. That's why I kind of spread out, took the all button, but they're both all in on Cadillac Moon in race number 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So he adds Malvolio to his ticket in race 3, which I don't mind. 2, 6, and 7 in race 4. So he's got Panthermonium on the outermost post in the contest, as well as Amazing Wish, who Amazing Wish might be that lone speed type that might just be able to get away from them. But I don't know, 2-year-old versus 3-year-old, Vendetta Blue Chip, got beat by rose-colored glasses last time. She went on to romp at Mohawk Park. So again, I'm all in on Vendetta Blue Chip tonight. Race 5, just a 2, Stellar Manipulation. Don't mind that at all. I'll likely play some tickets singling that one as well. My press will be to her. She kind of lays over them, I think, with what her recent form shows. Never missed a board in 5 tries, 4 top 2 finishes. Clear one to beat in race number 5. Just $2.40 for Conley's ticket. He's got the economical ticket of the night in this early pick 5 sequence. But you got a couple minutes to map out your winning wagers for the early pick 5 low takeout 15% guaranteed pool, $5,000. We'll be back just a few moments to take a closer look at the opening dash.
Field 4 race. Number 1 on parade 1, Miss Danny's Song. Todd Ratchford for Mary Ratchford and Ron Ash and Mike McLaughlin. Number 2 is Sadie's Delight, Jimmy Gagnon for Vic Huddy and Bill Maines and Lloyd Stone and Mike Horwood and Limco Incorporated. Number 3, Philly Sealster, Paul McKenzie for Dr. Ian Moore. Number 4, Jenny Longlegs, Travis Henry for Gerard Demers and Gaston Louis Latolipe. Sorry, Louis. 5 and 6 are scratch. 7, Century Lunar, semi-fill for Eric Nadeau and French Connection Racing. It is Miss Baby, Anthony Hunt for Gabby Sasso and Jeffrey Korchesny and Mart West Racing and Tony Arts and Terrence Korchesny. 9 is Greystone Playgirl, Steve Houdon draws drains for Laura Toscani and Carmelo Shime and John Henderson. Steve shares in ownership. It's a field of 7, race number 1, first of 8 dashes on this Monday evening. Let's get a look at some of the main players in here. In Rob's top pick, Miss Danny's Song. You thought there might be some value. A little short on the value side of things right now, Rob.
Yeah, she sure is right now. But you know what? At the end of the day, like that effort here, August the 7th, lifetime debut was incredible. It really was. Post 7, kind of stutter stepped off the gate, kept driving for the lead, touchdown on the engine. And then I thought was a real strong winner. I mean, that was measured victory to the wire at a nice price. Then, of course, she didn't convert as the heavy favorite last time out at Clinton. And I thought really it set up nicely for her, and she just didn't fire in the stretch. So maybe there's been some tinkering since then for Team Ratchford, and I love her chances tonight. But I honestly believe that we'll still see her flip to be second choice in the betting. I can't imagine that Century Lunar doesn't get bet down in favoritism. That one obviously has the more impressive resume of the two, but she's had more starts with 6 versus 2. So Miss Danny Song, yep, big fan of the horse. Fell in love with her qualifier July 31st and happy to have her on top. But hopefully that price goes up a little bit.
And you know, I did take Century Lunar on top, and I was willing to take Century Lunar from post 7. But now from post 5, I should be even more willing. And you also see 3 wins in 6 starts on the year.
Yeah, and she was tremendous here, August the 7th, right? She really was. I mean, it was a easy victory in 55 and 4. as the odds-on choice, and then she went on to win at Mohawk Park as well in the same mile time. And then last time out, I mean, she finishes fourth, but I mean, against a pretty solid group again. I mean, I think she obviously regressed from one start to the next, but they're going to do that, right? They're not machines, right? So she had missed a week going into that effort. And I think she'll bounce back with a better one tonight. Before that, she had hit the board in all five of her career efforts, and I think she's the clear one to beat in here. I just thought that we'd try to be on the right side of value with one that, I do believe can kind of raise her game to that one's level, if not even be better than her. But right now, we're not seeing that value. But again, I still think it'll flip come post time. Like you said, Century Lunar moves in a couple spots in the gate. That to me makes her all that more appealing. And I think she does end up the favorite come post time.
And I've told you before, I'm not a team player. Look, when you're gambling, it's not a team event. Philly Sealster at 20 to 1, I included on my pick five. I'd love to see this one win.
Yeah, Philly Sealster is one that, last time out, if you remember, I kind of used this one for a piece here, and ended up only getting beat by 3/4 of a length at 20 to 1. I thought raced, really well, all things considered in that effort. Now, I think this is obviously a tougher group, and you got to go up against horses that do have some serious experience and have gone some pretty big miles, but Philly Sealster for me is one that last time we said we can't discount because races for the barn of Dr. Ian Moore. And I think second time out, better post to work from. Maybe we'll see this one make some noise again. And again, at a juicy price, 20 to 1.
And Paul McKenzie's got around about 9,300 driving wins, so he can find his way to the winner's circle. Number 2, Sadie's Delight. You added that one in now with the scratch of 5 funny business. Sadie's Delight's one that qualified here, and you see all the qualifying action as well as those races at Mohawk. Your thoughts on Sadie's Delight?
I thought it was okay. It was, it was nothing to write home about. Got beat by a wide margin, but I did think it was pretty decent against a horse that we've seen do good things here as well. More so, just we love that, right? Horse gets that qualifier over this surface. Now we've had several horses in this race already, get a pari-mutuel start over this oval. But City's Delight's just one that I thought, inside draw can get a piece of it. I figured we'd have 2 heavy favorites on top, which we have with Miss Danny Song and Century Lunar. And then I wanted to go to a couple price players underneath Philly Sealster and Sadie's Delight.
And now Philly Sealster has dropped down to 7 to 1. Was 20 to 1 in that first start, August the 26th. Field for race 1, field of 7, Miss Danny Song, Sadie's Delight on the inside, Philly Sealster, Jenny Longlegs, and Century Lunar on the outside with Miss Baby, the second tier, Greystone Playgirl. Field of 7, race number 1, first of 8 dashes on this Monday night at the river. They are gathered in behind the gate, entering the backstretch. Field for race number 1 is at the start in the rough, and popping out, Jenny Longlegs takes those long legs and strides out with Philly Sealster on the inside, Miss Danny Song. Then it is Sadie's Delight, Century Lunar taking back, Greystone Playgirl scooting through to the inside and moving right up. Greystone Playgirl finding a seam on the inside and pressing on through to take third. Now Philly Sealster is going to get over the pylon. Fourth, Sadie's Delight is fifth, and sixth is Century Lunar. Miss Baby is back in seventh. They race past the opening quarter, 27-3. A solid opening panel. Miss Danny Song has the lead. Here comes Jenny Longlegs, who are now tucks back in. Greystone Playgirl is filling the pocket. And from the trailer post is second. Jenny Longlegs is third. Philly Sealster, there goes Century Lunar now. Up and driving. Then Sadie's Delight. And back trailing is Miss Baby off a 27-3 opening quarter. Miss Danny Song, 7-5 on the boards, got the lead. Greystone Playgirl at 40 to 1 is playing well in the pocket. Century Lunar now is orbiting up on the outside and has come on to only about 2.5 off the lead. Jenny Longlegs on the inside. Then on the outside, Sadie's Delight. Philly Sealster on the head toward 3/4. Miss Danny Song, Century Lunar. Miss Danny Song is sharp on top. 7-5 on the board. Century Lunar came up to about 3/4 length off the lead. Now is backed away just a little bit. And Greystone Playgirl is looming at 40 to 1 off the trip. But Miss Danny Song looks confident and strong on the lead. 127 1 3/4. Miss Danny's Song, Greystone Playgirl, Century Lunar, Sadie's Delight, and Jenny Longlegs as the field is about to turn for home on down the stretch. They come. Miss Danny's Song up the inside. Greystone Playgirl. Miss Danny's Song is going to win. Greystone Playgirl. And then it was Jenny Longlegs and Century Lunar. 157 and 3. Miss Danny's Song, your top pick. 7-5 on the board. What a confident and strong effort by Miss Danny Song, Robert.
Except she got to the league sooner in her lifetime debut, August the 7th, Gary. I mean, it was almost a carbon copy in the sense that once she got to the lead, Todd Ratchford just said, listen, no one's beating me in here. Tight lines to the wire, never a concern, and she's just on cruise control. Even when Century Lunar came first over, it didn't matter. Not that I think that one brought her A game tonight, anyways. But Miss Danny's Song, it's interesting because that last start at Clinton, I remember being kind of disappointed watching it because you ride the high off that victory on August the 7th at a price, and then pretty sure I singled her everywhere that time at Clinton, and she ended up just not firing and having to settle for the show spot. But tonight, different story. She pushed through along the inside. And was just much the best. And that's the horse I kind of remember her to be when she announced her presence with authority in this division. So looking forward to see what she can do going forward.
You know, Greystone Playgirl won a Prospect Series August the 7th, and I guess we discounted that one a little bit. I used Greystone Playgirl fourth on my ticket, but went off at a big number of 40-1. Nice drive by Steve Houdon to get out well from the trailer post.
Oh, fantastic drive. I mean, that's what you need to do right from that spot. It's not easy. When I talk to drivers, they all say it's not easy to kind of be nose to helmet, but that's what he was there. And he basically shut off the holes from everybody else. And that gave him the garden trip, right. And put Jenny Longlegs into kind of a more difficult position. And that was the difference, no doubt, for him finishing second and rounding out the exacta at 40-1. And we used to always say it, right. If you like the one, you got to like the 9. Well, it would have paid off there.
Absolutely. That was a solid steer. But of course, Miss Danny Song, a solid top choice by you to kick off the evening. The winner here in race number 1, Miss Danny Song, a 2-year-old Big Jim Brown filly owned by Ron Ash and Mike McLaughlin. Mary Ratchford's the trainer. Todd Ratchford, the winning driver. Second win for Miss Danny's Song. Just 3 career starts. 157 and 3. The first race payouts: 1 Miss Danny Song, 490, 330, 260. 9 Greystone Playgirl, 1210, 590. 4 Jenny Longlegs, 240. $2 exactor, 148.20. Dollar try, 240, 295. Dollar superfecta, 437.20.
Yeah. You there? Oh, okay. No worries.
First race, order of finish from the top 1563. Double scratch 472. That's 1563 double scratch 472.
Miss Danny Song winning the opening dash of the evening from the pole position as a slight favorite to Century Lunar. So I think probably many likely still alive, but might be a better result than you think in that early pick five. But in any event, early pick four starts right here in race number 2. Guaranteed pool $2,500, low takeout 15%. And I'm hitting the all button to kick it off here. I just thought this field looked pretty evenly matched top to bottom. There might be a couple that would take support. We're seeing that right now. Not the ones I expected. Cadillac Moon, I did expect. Not so much. I'm above average. But I'm going to hit the all button here and just hope we get a price down in the in this trotting event. Race number 3, the 1, 2, and 4, competitive looking $8,000 claimer. Going to go back to Military Secret on the ticket. Last time, kind of a disappointing effort at 20 cents the dollar. He might rebound. Artistic picks on there, as well as the 4, About a Boy. And then my best bet and single, the 6, Vendetta Blue Chip in race number 4. She's been knocking at victory's door in her 2 career efforts so far. Last time only getting beat to Rose Colored Glasses, who was absolutely dynamite at Mohawk Park her next effort. And really won from an unbelievable spot that night at the river. So I'm happy to single her up. And then 2-5 in race number 5, the money leg, $7.20 for a 20-cent ticket. And then we're going to look at Conley's ticket as well real quick. Got a minute or so till they'll be coming out on the track. We'll see what Conley likes in this sequence. He's singling up the 2, Cadillac Moon. Just that one here for him, 7-5 on the board right now. Likely the favorite. 1, 2, 3, and 4 in race number 3. And then race 4, the 2, 6, and 7. So I like the 6 as my single. He's going to add the 2, Amazing Wish, and the 7, Panthermonium. And then in race number 5, just the 2, Stellar Manipulation. Don't mind that at all. $2.40 for a 20-cent wager for Conley's ticket. But a minute or so for you to map out your winning wagers for this early pick 4 sequence, starting right here in race number 2. The pool's guaranteed at $2,500. Takeout's always a low 15%. Gary and I will come back in a moment or two to take a closer look at the second dash of the evening.
Field for the second on parade 1, top of the bar. George Ketros drives and trains and owns. Number 2 is Cadillac Moon. Jason Ryan for Mark Goddard, Howard Kaufman and Bryn Mawr, Joshua Kaufman. And number 3 is I'm Above Average. Daryl Thiessen for Derek Anderson and Gord Mason and Scott Mason. Number 4, Magnificent 7, Sammy Filia for Mark Goddard and Brandon Guerrera. Number 5 is Lady God, Jimmy Gagnon for Denny Julien. And number 6 is Give Me Carrots. Phil Houdon drives and trains for Jen Lucier. It's a field of 6 for race number 2. Let's get a look at the field for race number 2. There is Give Me Carrots on the post parade. And well, we're going to start with one top of the bar. And well, this is a dash that you think's wide open. And right now, you're starting off with a horse that is 8-1. You know, in the past, a couple times I backed at top of the bar. That's a couple years ago, but nonetheless, George Ketros on the inside. Maybe you're going to snag an 8-1 shot here.
Yeah, no, for me, Gary, if I'm going to hit the all button, I've got to be on a horse that's going to give us a little bit of a better price on the win ticket, and that's exactly what we're doing here with top of the bar. And you know what? I just find that this trotter does really well when he gets an inside draw, right? So since we see this inside starting spot for top of the bar this time around, just really thinking that this might be a spot where she might be able to make some hay from the inside of the gate. So 8-1 on the board right now. Love the price and just hoping we can get this one down to maybe add some value in that all button.
Well, it certainly is holding the price right now. Look, number 2 Cadillac Moon, I assume is going to be the favorite. $400,000 yearling purchase, no matter how things pan out. It's not one that's likely to live up to that billing, but nonetheless, Cadillac Moon in this spot at least gets the top billing.
Yeah, Cadillac Moon, again, I thought would be the favorite on here. We're seeing that right now at even money. Again, just a horse, 1 for 19, right? I mean, top of the bar, she's 3 for 29 of the season. Cadillac Moon's 1 for 19. Now, obviously, maybe facing tougher competition, but top of the bar is also facing pretty good ones in the top condition classes and trotting events anyway. So I just thought that no one in this field should be, bet down to even money favoritism. And that's why, I thought it'd be worthwhile to maybe, hitting the all button and spreading out, using horses for different denominations. So Cadillac Moon for me, if it goes out and wins, then it's just one where you tip your cap to them. But again, too short of a price on horses, 1 for 19 this year.
Number 4 Magnificent 7 doesn't have a win on the year and often has been racing well above where he's in right now. But the problem is he's been off a while.
Off time. I mean, for me, the qualifier I thought was pretty good. Sat third throughout. Was kind of the furthest outside of those two that won Downstairs Party and Mentacular. I thought raced okay, 2 minutes and 3. And I think really when you look at it just from, body of work, back class, this is the horse that you kind of want to go to, right? But again, like you said, off time, that makes it a little bit tricky. But Magnificent 7 for me is one that I think you could get behind here as long as you trust that he's ready, right? So out of the two horses, from his barn, from Mark Goddard's barn, the better value right now at 3-1. And I'd likely lean in his direction over Cadillac Moon for a win ticket if you do want to play one of those two.
Give Me Carrots is one that we saw race here and mixed results, but then went to Mohawk and had one race that was okay. The last couple, they weren't good at all.
No, they weren't. But I mean, that's against some decent groups in a pop-up series, and I thought was racing competitive enough here at the River, though, right? The most recent efforts here in this class, so I don't think Give Me Carrots without a chance here. 5-1 to me, I'd have to get all that and then some if I was going to play this one to win, though.
And then just a thought on Lady Gaw, because we saw this one July the 29th here with a pretty good second. Then the last couple races at Georgian didn't work out at all. But Lady Gaw is at least a slight shot in here. 18-1 would be lovely on your all ticket.
Yeah, nine on the board finishes in 25 tries, just 1 for 25. This one, I still think she's at her best when she gets sent down the road. So I'd love to see her try to go forward off the gate tonight. I think she's good enough to go with these.
Well, it is a field of 6 for race number 2. Top of the bar, Cadillac Moon on the inside. I'm above average and Magnificent 7 in the center. And to the outside, Lady Gaw and Give Me Carrots. Field of 6, the second dash. And the field for the second race. In the backstretch, gathering speed, approaching the start. Field for the second race. He's at the start of the rough in Lady Gaga, Cadillac Moon. Cadillac Moon is blasting out. Top of the bar on the inside is racing second. The Lady Gaga, I'm above average, and Magnificent Seven. And Give Me Carrots is back trailing the
Oh, okay.
field
Yeah,
as they
delete
race
more
their
than just that
way
one.
on around the turn.
Okay.
Cadillac Moon was able to grab the early lead.
As long
Top of
as
the
we
bar is in
got
the
the first
pocket,
race
and Lady
recorded somehow.
Gaga continues to press on the outside. I'm above average. Magnificent Seven and Give Me Carrots is trailing the field, and they race off the turn, and the field comes on towards us, and it is Cadillac Moon and Lady Gaga with top of the bar on the inside in the pocket. The front three are tightly grouped, but now taking back, Lady Gaga is going to find a seat along to the inside as Cadillac Moon leads the field on up to the half of a 28-2 opening quarter. Cadillac Moon is 3-5 of the board. Top of the bar at 5-1 is in the pocket, and third in line, Lady Gaga. Off stride is Give Me Carrots, and fourth is I'm Above Average, and Magnificent Seven is position 5 right now. Half 57-4. It is Cadillac Moon, and now I'm Above Average has popped up from fourth, taken over third, and is moving up and is coming quickly on the outside. I'm above average with an above average burst of speed on the outside. I'm above average is able to swamp Cadillac Moon and take the lead. I'm above average at 5-1. Cadillac Moon, top of the bar. And Magnificent Seven is fourth, and Lady Gaga is racing fifth. And I'm above average is excellent right now. And there goes top of the bar to the outside now. Challenging. Top of the bar still has a lot of work to do, though. 3/4, 127-2. I'm above average and top of the bar, and Cadillac Moon and Magnificent Seven as they turn for home. I'm above average on down the stretch. Rob, they come. I'm above average as they come to the finish. I'm above average. Well, yes, you are. Wins it by about 3.5, and top of the bar. And then it was Cadillac Moon and Magnificent Seven, 157-2. I'm above average. Oh, you got to be loving your all ticket now.
Certainly, yeah. I mean, this horse, Gary, took a lot of support early, though. I mean, opened off as the favorite and then drifted up and was kind of vying for favoritism with Cadillac Moon throughout the betting. And I was kind of, surprised by it. I mean, but you do see that this is just the third start now for trainer Derek Anderson. Made a break last time at Georgian. So obviously maybe they've got this one figured out, because he was one that I thought earlier in his career showed some promise. And boy, did he ever just blow by the favorite, though, Cadillac Moon. I mean, it didn't take many strides at all for him to make to the front. And you see Daryl Thiessen kind of glances behind him there to see if there's any danger, and there wasn't at all. Top of the bar, my top choice, comes on to be a decent second. But yeah, this horse, 5-1 right now, beating a favorite in the race vertically. I think a much bigger number, especially in that pick 5. 8-1 morning line. I think this one's a much bigger number in the multi-leg wagers.
Maybe one of the ways you find this, if you look down the page, May the 25th at Tioga, non-winners of 6 races. If you're trying to figure out a class comparison, and it's a mile of 56 at Tioga, that maybe gives you an idea. And another way too is if you take a look at number of starts and earnings on the year, and then earnings per start, I'm above average is the leader of this field of 6.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest deterrent, though, right, is the last 2 miles, getting beat by a wide margin. Again, though, an off track 2 starts ago, then made that break of stride last time, but did take some support to 8-1 against Willie or Woney. Well, what would Willie or Woney do to this group, or even the fixer for that matter? So, again, easy to kind of piece it together afterwards. It's why I took the all button, though, in this race in the multis, because I really thought that anyone could win it, and I didn't want to be involved with a favorite. And we get the horse down that's the longest price in the board morning line anyways, not in the race, but again, I do think much bigger than 5-1 in the pick 4 and pick 5.
And a favorite that gave it up relatively easily.
Yeah, it did. I mean, but again, right, it's been a tough year, 1 for 19. It's one of those things too where I think Cadillac Moon 2-hole trip maybe more so to his liking, but again, you're the favorite, you want to be in control of things, and just couldn't go with this one, or top of the bar in the late stages for that matter.
Back in front of us is number 3, I'm Above Average, a 4-year-old muscle mass bay gelding, owned by Gordon Mason and Scott Mason. Derek Anderson's the trainer. Daryl Thiessen, the cowboy, wins in race number 2. And it's a 3rd win on the year. 4th lifetime, I'm Above Average. The second race payouts 3 I'm above average 1370 660 330. One top of the bar $5 240. Two Cadillac Moon 220. Double of 1 and 3 is 51.60. $2 exactor 53.40. Dollars rye $53. Dollar super 125.85. Second race order finish from the top 2 3 1 4 5 6. That's 2 3 1 4 5 6 on the bottom. Field for the third on parade. One Military Secret. Todd Ratchford for Michelle Sherman and Sean Downey. Number 2 is Artistic Pick. Travis Henry for Joe Pereira and Chelsea Pereira. 3 is Malvolio. Daryl Thiessen for Michelle Bowen. And 4 is About a Boy. Austin Torrey for Ashley Lenvoy and Dana White. 5 is Sports Nation. Lauren House for Ralph Spoltor. And number 6, Savoie du Hurrah. Sammy Fillion for Alexandre Laroche and Jean Laroche. Field of 6, race number 3. Let's look at this field. And it is a compact field of 6, purse of $5,000. Well, we're going to start with number 4, About a Boy. Does have 9 top 2 finishes and 20 starts on the year, Rob.
Yeah, Boto Boys had a good season, right? 9 top 2 finishes, 20 starts, 10 on the board finishes, and last time out I thought was a good second to Very Blue Chip. We were kind of marveling at the price that he went off out of that occasion. He got away in the 3-hole, made that first overcharge, and didn't get beat much, right? Just got beat by 3/4 of the length of the wire at 20-1, and had a nice little win streak earlier in the summer here, and looks pretty sharp in the track right now. Has done good things for Ashley Lenvoy, and I just think that About a Boy just kind of really fits in with this group, right? I mean, last time Military Secret didn't really have it, and the others are ones that he's taking on that he can get the better of. So 8-5 on the board. I mean, I wouldn't play him to win at that price. I've got him in the multi-leg tickets and think he's the most likely winner of this race. But again, I went 3 deep in here.
And the 3 deep you went, that's where all the money is because your 3 deep is 4-1-2. So let's go to 1 Military Secret. One that won 8 out of 22 last year, but only 2 wins in 18 starts this year.
Yeah, just 2 for 18. But I thought he's raced pretty well over that span. I mean, 8 for 22 last year, right? Much bigger win percentage, but he's hit the board in 8 of those starts this year, right? And he's one of 2 in the race that he's got nearly 250,000 made, whereas Artistic Pick's got 263,000 made. So he's got all kinds of back class. He's got 25 lifetime victories as well. And to be honest, last time I thought it was a pretty poor effort, though. Right? He had the pole position. He got away in the 2-hole. Just never really looked comfortable before fading back to 5th. But 20 cents to the dollar on that occasion. If you backed him that time out, you almost have to come back to him this time because you get to take back value at odds of right now 2-1, and I think you'll get that price come post time. But the victory 3 back here was a good one from post 7, and then I thought he raced pretty well to be second to Live and Large at Hiawatha 2 back. So like his chances to rebound here. Don't like the price so much though at 2-1.
Yeah, the Military Secret that showed up here August the 16th could swamp this field, but the one that showed up here last race was not on that level. Number 2 Artistic Pick. Well, lots of back class. One that has a case of seconditis, though.
It does have seconditis this year and last year, right? You look at those 2 seasons, 8 runner-up finishes last year, 9 this year, and just 5 wins combined over those 2 seasons of racing. But 24 lifetime wins, 263,000 made, and been racing pretty well as of late. Second to Fiscal Policy last time, only got beaten next to Delightful Magic before that. And now we'll see what he can do at the River for trainer Joe Pereira. Again, I think that this one has just as good as a chance as Military Secret and About a Boy. If you're going to back one to win, I might just look for the bigger price of them. And I think that should end up being either Military Secret or Artistic Pick. I think About a Boy ends up being the favorite.
And Artistic Pick, a runner-up in 5 of his last 6 starts. Number 3, Malvolio. Well, the last few races haven't been quite as good. You look further down the page, this one actually was nicely competitive in a bottom-level pop-up at Mohawk.
Yeah, Malvolio's got some paper, recent paper anyways, that would put him right there with these. I was wondering how he was going to get bet tonight, and right now he's kind of just getting overlooked, right, at 10-1. And I don't think he's without a chance by any stretch. I mean, it's second time Lasix, which might help his chances tonight. Last time out, faced the likes of Baron's Weapon, Better at Ice, and Sentry Gigolo. Ended up finishing 6th at a pretty big number, and before that was taking on some pretty tough company as well. So he might prefer the horses he's facing tonight. It's going to be fourth start off the claim. I think there's value there, but I think his ceiling might end up being the bottom end of the try of the Super.
The one that's won the most this year is number 5, Sports Nation. And you saw this one at Clinton, a couple of good starts, then moved up a level at Sarnia. Your thoughts on the start at Sarnia?
This start of Sarnia was, it was just okay. I mean, at Overland for part of the trip, ends up finishing fifth. Paparazzi Hanover is kind of an interesting one this year. I mean, he's got all kinds of back class, and he goes through spurts where he gets really good for a bit, and then he kind of tails off. But then he usually bounces back with some solid efforts, and that was one of the ones that he bounced back with a real big effort to get the better of Living Large and Papiamento. And this one was in for a minor share and behind them. It just comes down to the trip scenario for Sports Nation. I'm not sure. Not enough early foot to get ahead of, I think, the ones we've been talking about, and not so sure he can get at them late either. So I think he might be on the outside looking in and probably having to settle for a smaller piece of it.
And the one that we haven't talked about, and probably for good reason, because, well, we haven't seen anything of this one because Savoie du Haras has been racing in La Belle Provence and, well, raced there September the 1st and now has traveled in here.
Yeah, it's this is a horse I think can be competitive against this group, but just off recent lines, you would kind of have a hard time getting there. Outermost post in the contest with post 6, 15-1. Again, I think one I'd rather just watch this time out.
And we are watching the full field come in behind the gate. Military Secret, artistic pick on the inside. Malvolio and About a Boy in the center. And to the outside, Sports Nation and Savoie du Haras. Field of 6, race number 3. They are turning their way into the backstretch, gathering speed. Field for the 3rd. All in position. And the field is at the start of the rough. About a Boy will leave out with artistic pick. Military Secret on the inside. Malvolio, Sports Nation, and Savoie du Haras. And the field sprints on around the turn. 3 wide around that turn. Military Secret inside advantage. And About a Boy is racing on the outside. And third is now dropping back, artistic pick. And About a Boy and Austin Surrey challenging Military Secret right now. About a Boy and Military Secret are going at it. And artistic pick is enjoying watching those two slug it out as they race up towards this 26-3, a lively opening panel. And About a Boy, Military Secret, they're having a battle. Artistic pick is third. Malvolio's racing fourth, and then Sports Nation and Savoie du Haras. And About a Boy leads it by about a half a length, but now racing on around the turn. Military Secret and Todd Ratchford playing hard ball with About a Boy as they are going after it on by the half. And halftime was a lively 54-3. Artistic pick is in a great spot right now and slides out and now wants to go by both of them that are dueling, and it is artistic pick who's blasted up to take the lead. Malvolio is also going to pass About a Boy and Military Secret. Malvolio is taken over second. About a Boy dropping back. Military Secret on the inside. Sports Nation, Savoie du Haras. 3/4 is registered by artistic pick. Artistic pick and Malvolio, 3/4, 124 into a 29-4 third panel. Artistic pick Malvolio now is looking to pounce against artistic pick as they stride together. And Sports Nation is going to roll out 3 wide. On down the stretch drive they come. And right now it is Malvolio, but fighting back on the inside is artistic pick. Artistic pick and Malvolio. Here comes Sports Nation, but on the inside, artistic pick. Artistic pick is the winner, Malvolio. Then Sports Nation and Military Secret. Well, it was a case of seconditis for artistic pick until this dash. And Robert, things kind of laid out well for him.
Yeah, they certainly did. I mean, they laid out well for the top 3 finishers, and I'll tell you, almost looked like they were coming slow motion in the stretch there, right? I mean, they're staggering home, but how could they not be 26-3, 54-3? I mean, it was a battle up front. Military Secret went to war with About a Boy. There was no clearing for About a Boy this time around, and I mean, a good thing that Travis Henry pulled the trigger when he did, because if he doesn't, he would have ended up in a bad spot with either Malvolio or Sports Nation probably beating him to that move. So I thought that Malvoya was going past, and maybe Sports Station was going past artistic pick as well, but he ends up just kind of fighting back on the inside, and the other ones kind of hit a wall in a race where they really staggered home. Like I said, it almost looked like a slow mo replay in real time.
And I said earlier in the mile that Artistic Vic was enjoying watching those two. You could kind of see it formulate pretty early in the mile. And I can't blame Todd Ratchford for insisting on the lead. He had post one. He had a horse that loved the front. The last time he won was off the front end. Sometimes you just got to hold to your guns and want the other guy, hey, listen, take back because I want the lead.
Yeah, I mean, and again, too, the one thing that you look at the measuring stick is he ends up beating that rival too. Granted, he's settling for a minor award in fourth, but he ends up beating that rival, so he gets the better of that one. But yeah, I mean, for this race, I mean, even in the multi legs, there's some value to be had now, right? Artistic Pick was kind of the bigger price of the three that we liked, and you get a couple of big prices splitting him in Military Secret and the Superfecta.
Well, you went three deep, and thank God you went to the third one because that's the winning one, Artistic Pick. And it is Artistic Pick back in front of us, a 10-year-old Artistic Fella. Bay Gelding and Chelsea Pereira is the owner. Joe Pereira, the trainer. Travis Henry, the winning driver. Third win of the year, Artistic Pick. 25th win lifetime. 155-4. Third race payouts to Artistic Pick 740, 380, 290. 3 Malvolio 730 and 440 and 5 Sports Nation $8. $2 exactor 97.40. Dollar try 217.65. Dollar superfecta 1395.40. third race over finish in the top. 412635. That's 412635 on the bottom. Field on parade for the fourth. One scratch to Amazing Wish. Isaac Waxman for Tess Waxman and Carmelo Shime. And number 3 is Keelan Lauren House for Daryl Rofrich. Number 4, Tommy Senorita. Braden Ribling drives and trains for Coal Creek Standardbred. 5 is Lady Mansfield. Sammy Fillion for Blair Burgess. Number 6, Vendetta Blue Chip. Jason Ryan for Mike Bishop and Miller Farms. And number 7 is Panthermonium. Travis Henry for Matthew Panis and Mataross Stables. It's a field of 6, race number 4. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, Rob, you singled up Vendetta Blue Chip in your pick 5 that is still alive. And, well, the money has come for Vendetta Blue Chip off a pretty good second last time out.
It was a strong second. There's no doubt about it. You know what? Both second place finishes were strong so far in her career. 2 starts, 2 second place finishes. A lifetime debut, second to Beach Games. And I thought kind of got hindered by one that kind of took her out of contention, or at least took her further out of it before she started coming forward to get with almost the length of that rival last time out. Ended up forging to the lead in deep stretch, but rose-colored glasses kind of just came from nowhere. And it was an incredible stretch kick from that rival, getting up for the victory, beating this one by a neck, and then going on to Mohawk Park and pacing in 53 and change and just demolishing your competition there. So good form reference for Vendetta Blue Chip. I think that obviously now the depth of this field is easier this time out. Her main challenger is a 2-year-old versus her who's a 3-year-old. Does have an experience, I guess, disadvantage to that one with 3 starts versus 2, but I just love her chances tonight. She looks great on the track right now, and I'm all in on her, obviously, everywhere.
And one that, based on the yearling price of $52,000, is supposed to have some credentials. Vendetta Blue Chip. Amazing Wish is, as you mentioned earlier, a 2-year-old against a 3-year-old, and although often you like to side with that maturity, Amazing Wish is one that has flashed.
Oh, she has. Yeah, she crushed in her lifetime debut. Absolutely dominated her rivals, fellow 2-year-old fillies, in 56 flat as the heavy favorite, and then came back on Industry Day and really got put to the test, right? And it was just too much for her. 26 and 4, 54 and 3, 123 and 4 against older rivals on that occasion. Ends up fading back to 7th. Then gets bet down to favoritism again, facing her own kind at Mohawk Park, and kind of folded up after getting reasonable fractions. And maybe that effort in her second start of her career just took too much out of her. So interesting to see if she rebounds tonight. Isaac will be in the bike, and I think the game plan's got to be to go forward off the switch, even though she has missed a bit of time between starts. And again, I just couldn't go against Vendetta Blue Chip. Amazing Wish is one I think you have to use underneath. She's kind of the logical challenger, but for me, it's Vendetta Blue Chip or bust.
And your thoughts on that time missing since August the 13th, while Vendetta Blue Chip last raced August 26th?
Well, it's a huge fitness advantage, right? I mean, it doesn't, training or even schooling doesn't compare to racing. And I don't know what Amazing Wish has been doing, but Vendetta Blue Chip, we know what she's been doing. And again, she finished second to one last time that I think would be, 1 to 9 and then some against this group of our parimutuel system allowed it. So again, I just think the huge edge swings in the favor of Vendetta Blue Chip tonight.
And then Tommy Senorita, one that stopped the last time out. Well, actually, 29 and 3. It just never, I shouldn't say stopped, never got going. And the 2 starts before that made a break. Lasix added now.
Yeah, first time Lasix. This is going to be third start for Braden Ribling. And I think that, this is one that you can look for some improvement tonight, right? Because 2 breaks in a row. One was on a sloppy track, but last time out, flat line's got to be the top priority. Never able to get into the race, and now, in theory, this is a softer group now, right? There's should be top to bottom kind of a softer group than who she faced last time. She's Lawless, Big Nipper, those types. So I think she can work her way into the ticket. 8 to 1, probably you got to get that price, and then some you're going to better to win. But I don't mind her at all underneath, and even the exacta.
And then thoughts on Panthermonium. I see winning at Hanover in 202. And, Hanover has not been yielding quick times, but Panthermonium has had some moments.
She has. I mean, to me, it was the uttermost post was kind of a hindrance, but now it's only post six with a scratch of the rail horse. The victory at Hanover was a good one, but again, I don't know the quality of competition she faced on that occasion, right? So I think this is a much tougher group. I think she's got to kind of have her sights set on maybe the bottom end of the Tri or Super in here. I think she can land somewhere there, but beyond that, I'd be surprised.
Well, it is that field of six with one news writer being scratched as they are moving in behind the gate, approaching the start. Field of six, all in position, approaching the start. And the field for race number 4 is at the start of the rough. And Tommy Senorita with Keelan. And also getting out is Amazing Wish on the inside. Amazing Wish. Vendetta Blue Chip now is racing second. Then Keelan is racing third. Then racing position to fourth is Tommy Senorita. Lady Mansfield and Panthermonium. Amazing Wish at 5-1. And now Vendetta Blue Chip at 1-9 is going to come on. And it is Vendetta Blue Chip who's going to clear to the front. Amazing Wish and Isaac Waxman happy to ride along in the pocket. And Keelan is racing third. Tommy Senorita is positioned fourth as they work their way on up past us. Vendetta Blue Chip strong on the lead over Amazing Wish. 29-1 opening quarter. Keelan is third. Tommy Senorita racing fourth, and Lady Mansfield and Panthermonium sixth in this compact field of six. 29-1 opening quarter. Vendetta Blue Chip leading on up towards the half. And right there, second, Amazing Wish, enjoying the view in the pocket. Keelan's racing third, and Tommy Senorita is positioned fourth, and then Lady Mansfield and Panthermonium. 1 minute flat halftime. A 30-4 second panel. Vendetta Blue Chip 1-9 on the board, and looking like a 1-9 horse should. Right now leads by about 2.5. From the backfield, Panthermonium is coming on. Amazing Wish is second. Tommy Senorita, Panthermonium, Keelan, and then Lady Mansfield. Vendetta Blue Chip 3/4. 129-2, picked it up on the third panel, and it is still Vendetta Blue Chip the one to catch. Panthermonium, steady progress on the outside, dueling with Amazing Wish for second. Tommy Senorita is racing fourth, then Keelan and Lady Mansfield. Vendetta Blue Chip on down the stretch ride. Vendetta Blue Chip, a tap or two from Jason Ryan, and then drives on. Vendetta Blue Chip. Panthermonium was able to come on and pick up second, then Amazing Wish third, and maybe Keelan for fourth. 158-1 off a 1 minute half, and Vendetta Blue Chip kind of got things all her own way and was legitimately up to the 1-9 billing, Robert.
Yeah, definitely was, and that's what happens sometimes, right? I mean, for chasing this horse and trying to, I couldn't believe the price first start at 2-1, having to finish second though to Beach Games, and then last time out, a better number, 80 cents to the dollar, just gets beat by a neck by a horse who, I mean, was a better horse on that occasion. This time out, much the best, but down to 1-9. I mean, pretty tough to get anything, squeeze any juice out of this race. But Panthermonium comes on for second, the third choice in the betting over Amazing Wish, who, again, I think she's just kind of getting her legs again, right? She had some really tough efforts back to back, and I think we'll kind of see her kind of work her way back into racing well.
Well, 1-9 on the board. You might have thought some fans were looking at Vendetta Blue Chip through rose-colored glasses, but no, they were looking at this one with clear glasses. By the way, I did love your interview with Chris Matthews talking about his drive in rose-colored glasses. You did a great job, and it was good to see Chris Matthews on TV.
Oh, thank you. No, listen, I love talking to Chris Matthews. I mean, he's kind of the guy behind the guy, right? For Greg McNair, for he said, 20 years, and that barn. I mean, the horses they send out, and the winners they have. You always see him in the winner's circle. It was great to kind of chat with him on the air, and that drive. I mean, he said, he doesn't, not too fond of getting out there driving too often, but he did in that situation, and he just had to point and shoot, and she was good to go. And I think he mentioned too that she should be good going forward, and she crushed at Mohawk Park last time, and I'm looking forward to seeing her race again. But I'm also looking forward to seeing Vendetta Blue Chip race again, because obviously this spot here, pretty soft spot for her, but I think she'll kind of go on nicely from this, and she was under no urging at all to the wire, Gary.
Panthermonium at 10-1 made a nice move from way off the pace.
Yeah, I think that one's one we can kind of keep on tracking. ends up getting past some tired horses, but was a good second. But again, inflated odds, right? The exotics here are going to play pretty light.
It's a 6-7-2-3 top four. Back in front of us, number 6 Vendetta Blue Chip. A 3-year-old better is Delight Brown, filling on by Miller Farms, trained by Mike Bishop. Jason Ryan, the winning drive. And man, that's a lovely beard, by the way. Not Jason's. That's a work in progress. Vendetta Blue Chip, 158-1. First win for Vendetta Blue Chip. The fourth race payout, 6 Vendetta Blue Chip, 230, 210, 210. 7 Panthermonium, 350, 232. Amazing Wish, 220. $2 exactor, 730. $1 try, 780. $1 super, 31.65. Fourth race, order finish from the top, scratch 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2 on the bottom. Field for race number 5. One better in heels. Austin Sorry for Paul Davies and Nicole Davies. Number 2 is Stellar Manipulation. Hemiphilia for Terry McKibben and M&S Racing and Paul Batter. Number 3 is Freed from Desire. Anthony Hahn for Meg Crone. For his Dream Shot, Jason Ryan for Jared Bothwell and Neil Ostrom. Number 5 is Splash of Lemon. Lauren House for Jason Libby and Ronnie McLean. Number 6 is All-Star Willow. Travis Henry for Matt Dupuy and Antonia Smith and Tony Arts. Number 7 is All-Star Fire Away. Paul McKenzie for Jason Woodward and Ken Albrecht. Number 8 is Top Cut. It's Brett McDonald for Rodney Hughes and Alan Mitchell and Rosalie Dene. 9 is Gabby Seelster, Daryl Thiessen for Gabby Sasso and Jeffrey Korchesny and Mart West Racing. It is a field of 9, race number 5. Let's get a look at some of the main players in this dash. Features the Super High 5 and, well, number 2, Stellar Manipulation. One that, you've been watching this one at Mohawk and has come close to winning from off the pace each of the last couple of times. What do you think the plan is from post 2?
I think it's got to be to get forwardly placed here, Gary. I mean, obviously, on the big track, there's maybe more of an opportunity to come from off the pace. This horse is showing versatility, though. I remember getting behind this horse, lifetime debut, July the 8th, and a little bit disappointed in the way that she raced on that occasion. She was still decent to be third, but then kind of really raised her game after that, right? Second at a grassroots event above this Prospect Series, and then she was a winner at Mohawk Park at 2-1. Against Prospect Series starters. So I think she's got to go forward off the switch. She looks good on the track right now. Likely going to continue to plummet in price. She's 9-5 on the board right now, but the multi-leg wagers tell us that she's going to be a much shorter number than that come post time. Clear one to beat, in my opinion, but I didn't want to go it alone with her because I thought that there'd be some opportunities for value in this race, which is what I think we're getting. And the other one that I have alive in the pick 5.
That other one that you're talking about is number 5, Splash of Lemon. Jason Libby, well, you don't go wrong taking one of Jason's horses, including into your pick 5. And I'm curious about the times that Leamington yields because, Leamington obviously would not be near the speed of Grand River. And then also with that last race was listed as being off a second.
Yeah, it was off a second on that occasion, and I was actually there that day live and in person at Leamington. And this horse, I thought she raced really well. I mean, she was first over. She ended up winning by a head and did so at a pretty juicy price for a horse that was first start for Jason Libby. It's 201 and 202 and 2, but I mean it's a 201 mile, right? And I mean I would definitely say there's at least 3 seconds or so in the bank there making the switch to this track, if not more. So, and again, I don't think we even really see her at her best yet, right? Because she hadn't raced in a month's time since a qualifier. And even that first lifetime start was just at a fair track south of the border. So I think Splash of Lemon is an intriguing one in here for a barn that I have the utmost respect for. And 6-1 versus 2-1, but paying $500 more in that pick 5. Almost $500 more anyways. $48 in the 2 Stellar Manipulation and $540 in the 5 Splash of Lemon.
Better in Heels is probably the one that you should be most worried about that you didn't include. And Austin Sorry added for trainer Paul Davies.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, you got to like it too when a trainer puts himself down, then hands the lines over to a catch driver, and this is one that hasn't raced at the Prospect Series level yet, right? It has battled the bells, grassroots, and taken on non-winners of one company and 2 of her last 3 at Mohawk Park, and now gets to what should be pound for pound a softer group, and you pick up the driving services of Austin Sorry. Rail Control, 2-1 on the board right now, taking a lot of money vertically, and and obviously paying much nicer returns in those multi-leg wagers. So, yeah, I would say you're right. That's the one I'm probably most afraid of.
Dream Shot, well, which one's going to show up? The one that won here July the 22nd or the one that's been struggling at Mohawk?
Well, I mean, it should just get better based on the fact won't have to go as quicker times, right? Sometimes horses just can't drop the time they have to drop to go to Mohawk Park. And you got beat by a wide margin in those races, but the connection still thought enough of her to try her in the grassroots, which is obviously much tougher than this. And I thought she didn't race all that bad actually in that effort. Third quarter, 27-2, pretty strong back half, 55-4. So Dream Shot's one that I think has an outside chance in here. I think you got to demand at least 5-1, if not more, on if you're playing her to win. But kind of an intriguing option, right? Getting down to the Prospect Series level.
And on the bottom of the ticket, you threw in All Star Fire Away.
Yeah, All Star Fire Away is, when I'm mapping out these races, like especially the fifth race on the card, we know it's the high five. I always look to try to get a big price on there, right? And that's what All Star Fire Away would be for me. That the form's decent enough and does have a win at this level already, and did so at a short price at Kawartha Downs, 35-1, could help spice things up in the high five.
That win was in the Prospect Series, so that's an interesting thing to note. It's a field of 9 for the fifth dash, featuring the Super High Five, and they are gathering speed, approaching the start. And the field for race number 5 turns into the backstretch. Field for the fifth race is at the start of the rough. Freed from Desire, Splash of Lemon, and then Stellar Manipulation along to the inside. Then it is Top Cut, All-Star Willow, Better in Heels, Dream Shot, Trailing Pair, Gabby Sealster, All-Star Fire Away, and Splash of Lemon was able to squirt right out and take the early lead. Splash of Lemon, Stellar Manipulation. Top Cut is racing on the outside, Freed from Desire. Then it is back to Better in Heels and All-Star Willow and Dream Shot as they race their way off the turn and roll on towards us. Then further back as they race their way on past me, Gabby Sealster and All-Star Fire Away, 27 the opening quarter, and they work on up to the half and leading the way. Now as a Stellar Manipulation came on to grab the lead from Splash of Lemon. Freed from Desire is racing third. Better in Heels now has those heels on the outside and is moving up and has taken over third. 56-1 halftime. Stellar Manipulation, Splash of Lemon, Better in Heels, and now Dream Shot is out 3 wide and moving. Freed from Desire. Top Cut, then All-Star Willow. All-Star Fire Away is firing late, and then Gabby Sealster, and they head by 3/4. Stellar Manipulation, 1-2 on the board. Leads it right now by about 2 1/4. 3/4, 125-2. Stellar Manipulation, Better in Heels. Dream Shots racing third, and those three have a lot of separation. All-Star Willow is coming on now, and is grabbing fourth from Freed from Desire, and they turn for home. Better in Heels is trying to come to Stellar Manipulation. Stellar Manipulation on the inside. Better in Heels on the outside. Better in Heels and Stellar Manipulation. Better in Heels wins it. Stellar Manipulation. Dream Shot and All-Star Willow, 154-4. Better in Heels, well, Robert, I mentioned that if there was one that you were concerned about not having in your pick 5, it was the one Better in Heels, and, well,
That one gets the job done. Yeah, and you know what? I agreed with you. It was the horse I was most worried about. 3 deep. I mean, if I go 3 deep in the multis, then obviously it would be a really nice return here because Better Than Heels, I think, is paying fantastic. The pick 5, 147 for 20 cents. Pick 4, not as much there, anyways, just over double what Stellar Manipulation was paying at $33.33. But yeah, you look at the race more and more, and as we're getting closer to post time, and you mentioned that, I said, wow, this horse is kind of making that adjustment down to the Prospect Series that she should enjoy. Gets Austin Surrey aboard and just kind of grinds down Stellar Manipulation, who, again, I thought raced really well, all things considered. I mean, had to get past a headstrong Splash of Lemon early. She ended up fading, way out of it after just kind of going too much early stages, but yeah, Better Than the Heels, just too much for the favorite in the final strides there, and gets up for a nice victory.
You could kind of see it coming. It wasn't that Stellar Manipulation raced poorly, not at all, but just Better in Heels was just a bit better.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, that's the thing. I can't be upset with the way Slight Manipulation raced because she raced fantastic. It's a 54 and 4 mile, and just the horse came at her that was relentless and wouldn't be denied, right? And better in heels. And again, you look at it afterwards and say, "Wow, this was pretty easy to put together, paying very well." But hey, we didn't get there, but it's all right. We'll turn the page.
2020 hindsight. And look,
Yeah.
also Austin Sorry added for the catch drive, and Paul Davies, that was probably tipping his hand that he thought that Better in Heels was ready to win.
Yeah, I always feel that way, right? When a trainer hands the lines over to catch driver, they say, you know what, maybe this little added piece to it might be all we need to get to the winner's circle, and that's what happened here. And this high five will be interesting, right? A couple of horses took support, bigger price gets down, and you get those big numbers right on the bottom end of it, fourth and fifth. I mean, sometimes people spread out in those spots, but I think this one might pay a little more than you think.
My fourth choice was All Star Willow, so finishes fourth at 35 to 1. Back in front of us, number 2, Stellar Manipulation. Back number 1, rather, Better in Heels and Austin Sorry. 2-year-old Better Than Cheddar Bay filly, owned by Paul and Nicole Davies. Paul Davies, the trainer. Austin Sorry, the winning driver. Better in Heels, 154 and 4. Fifth race payouts: 1 Better in Heels, $8, 260, 220. 2 Stellar Manipulation, 210, 210. 4 Dream Shot, 310. Dollar win for 166.65. Dollar pick 5, 736.60. Dollar high 5, 267.50. $2 exact were 11.50. Dollar try 14.30. Dollar pick 3, 25.50. Fifth race, so we're finished from the top, is a 125394876. That's 125394876 on the bottom. Field for race number 6 on parade. 1, Twin B Nancy's Wish, Travis Henry for Sean Stacy and Mark, and Natasha Stacy and Bertrand Gillespie. Number 2 is Big Nipper Mike Horner, drives and trains for Doug Wilson and Mark Horner. 3 scratch for Ace 44 Bella, Brett McDonough for Craig Gilmore and Dana White. 5 is Hell of a Head for Anthony Hahn for Anthony Beaton and David Mercer and Mac Nickel and Robert Jones. And number 6 is Geminar, Nick Stewart for Larry Fitzsimmons. Field 5 for race number 6. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, Rob, you are out on a limb. Geminar, your top pick?
Yeah, Geminar is my top pick here. I just thought it was a race maybe worth taking a flyer on, right? And I thought the Geminar raced very well last time, and I knew we'd get a price. Didn't think it'd be 13-1 to be perfectly honest, but last time second to Wildcat Delight, going Wildcat Delight to this group. I think it'd be pretty quick work for that horse against these, and I love getting behind class transitions like this. She's been facing off against horses and non-winners of X last 3, and now she moves back to the lifetime non-winners condition ranks, and in a field where they're not all non-winners of 2, right? It even states right in the conditions that the non-winners of 15,000 lifetime to draw inside. So the inside 2 are coming out of those classes. So I thought it was worth taking a crack at a price in here, and Geminar is the one I'm happy to go with.
That actually makes a lot of sense. So the 11-1 doesn't make any sense. We'll see how things hold up. But look, number 4, Ace 44 Bella is my top pick. But this is one that raced in a maiden class at Mohawk last race. Now look, good mile, 53-4, and you do see this one flashing a 52-4, third beaten a length in a non-winners at 2 August 26th. And that was Razin Jazz victorious, and Razin Jazz is one that we have loved how that one's been racing. Ace 44 Bella, I thought would be the favorite, but the gap from 1 to 2 to 10-1 would have me lean with you.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I mean, I thought Ace 44 Bella was going to be the favorite as well. And I mean, even that form reference last time, right? You're 3-1. Non-winners won at Mohawk Park against rose-colored glasses. I'd be happy to back that one against this group. Didn't get beat all that much to that one, and I thought raced really well in that effort. And before that, Razin Jazz, third and a second to that rival. And, Razin Jazz, I think, is one we'd be more than happy to back in here as well. So the form references all kind of go in the direction of Ace 44 Bella. But for me, again, like I said, I do think that Geminar has been facing off against some pretty difficult competition as well. And it's no fun backing a horse that's going to be odds on. It's much more fun taking one at 10-1. So that's why we went in that direction. But I do think those might be the two that can decide it late.
And, 1 to 2 is holding right now. How about number 5, Hell of a Hanover? I don't know what to make of this horse. We've liked this one in the past and did have some nice flashes. But overall this year, just that one win in 14 starts, and definitely did not race well here August the 19th.
Yeah, and that's the race that maybe is burned into my memory because I was pretty fond of her on that occasion. That was, I think, where I went against Razin Jazz that time out. And Halva Hanover was first over. Granted, through pretty quick times and then just backed away, got beat by a wide margin. Then, just kind of maintained position in fourth last time out. But like you said, 1 for 14 this year, 4 on the board finishes. Just need to see more from Halva Hanover. I think it's there. I mean, I've seen a couple of real good efforts from her this season, but I just thought this might be one to kind of play against her in the sense that Ace 44 Bell is going to take the support. She's likely to take a lot of action too, and we'll try to maybe get Geminar into the mix here at a bigger price and try to spice up the exotics with Ace 44 Bella.
What are we going to do with Twin B Nancy's Wish? We've seen some really good efforts here in maiden classes. Made a break in a maiden class last time out. This is non-winners at 2, but Twin B Nancy's Wish has flashed some nice overall ability.
Yeah, I think she can be competitive with this group. Pole position might really help her chances, but it's not the greatest spot for horses coming off a break. I think she can be competitive with these, but this is a step up, right? Facing the outside three here. So I mean, 3-1 to me is an overbet, and I'm kind of happy to kind of mix it up with maybe a 6-4, 4-6 exacta box, and hope that's the way it shakes out.
Well, Geminar is sitting at 12-1 as the fans are all lined up behind Ace 44 Bella, all the way down to 3-5. It's Twin B Nancy's Wish and Big Nipper on the inside. In the center, Ace 44 Bella. To the outside, Hell of a Hanover, Geminar. Field of 5 for the 6th race. There at the start of the rough, Big Nipper, Ace 44 Bella, Twin B Nancy's Wish, Halva Hanover, Geminar is relaxed away, trailing the field. Big Nipper's got the lead, but Ace 44 Bella and Brett McDonald wants to come on and try to clear to the front. Ace 44 Bella fell to 1-5 on the board. Big Nipper is second. Twin B Nancy's Wish third. Halva Hanover, Geminar trails the field. Ace 44 Bella leads Big Nipper as they race off the turn. Twin B Nancy's Wish and Halva Hanover and Geminar is trailing as they work their way on up towards us, and off that 29-1 opening quarter, the field works their way on past the half, and that lead right now for Ace 44 Bella is about 2.25. Big Nipper's racing second. Twin B Nancy's Wish is positioned to third as they work on up to the half of a 29-1 opening quarter. Halva Hanover is fourth, and Geminar is relaxed back there, still trailing the field. 58-4 is the halftime. Ace 44 Bella leads at a couple of lengths over Big Nipper. Twin B Nancy's Wish is going to stride up on the outside. Then Halva Hanover and Geminar, and they head on to three quarters. Ace 44 Bella. Twin B Nancy's Wish has come on and is dueling to take second, and now has grabbed it from Big Nipper. And then it is Halva Hanover, and Geminar is driven through on the inside. Ace 44 Bella is comfortably in command. Big Nipper is reclaimed second. Twin B Nancy's Wish. Geminar taking the shortcut around the turn is on the inside and is moving on the inside and about to take over third, but still about 4 off the lead of Ace 44 Bella, who's gotten things all her own way. Ace 44 Bella, Big Nipper, Ace 44 Bella. No urging required. Big Nipper is going to hold on to second, then Geminar, and Twin B Nancy's Wish 155-1. Ace 44 Bella, Robert, a field of 5, and Ace 44 Bella grabbed the early lead and then got a kind of an easy half, relatively speaking, and was kind of all over.
Yeah, it was over right away. I mean, 29-1, 58-4. At that point, I mean, it's lights out, right? It really is. And Geminar, you know, I think really didn't look as good out there as she did last time out when she was second to a strong rival. But this time around, I mean, she gets a perfect steer from Nick Stewart. Ends up, you know, saving a lot of ground the final turn. She just can't really advance in the stretch because they're coming home so strong, right? So gonna probably be sick that I didn't, you know, maybe play the try with some prices in between them, because it's the two longest shots on the board coming in behind the 1-5 shot. You know, Big Nipper at 24-1, who does have inside speed, and then Geminar at 15-1. But I don't think she raced poorly. I don't think she was at her best tonight. I thought she got a great steer, all things considered, and we'll watch where she ends up next time.
I should mention that the inquiry sound will go up pertaining to number 6 Geminar and a possible pylon violation on the final turn. But Ace 44 Bella and Brett McDonald, he didn't have to do too much in the stretch drive. You see him just sitting there on the couch.
Yeah, no, it was pretty easy. I mean, I think it wouldn't matter what the fractions were. The minute she touched down in the lead, it was kind of race over, right? Because there was two horses in the race that I kind of liked the competition they've been facing, and Ace 44 Bella was one of them. And you look at those recent efforts and just take out the horses that beat her, and she's alone. And against this group, she deserved to get bet down to heavy favoritism.
Big Nipper actually raced much better than the odds suggest. Now 1-5 drives up the odds, but Big Nipper was fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is one that I've been kind of chasing, right? Even in the on top positions, but mostly in non-winners of one. And then, you know, this time around, you got to face tougher horses, but certainly held her own, right? She wanted to make sure she got 2 holes, she secured it, and then she maintains her position at 24-1.
It's a 4-2-6-1. The inquiry pertains to number 6 Geminar. Back in front of us is number 4 Ace 44 Bella, 3-year-old Dally Bay filly, owned by Craig Gilmore and Dana White. Craig Gilmore, the trainer. Brett McDonald, the winning driver. Second win this year in lifetime. Ace 44 Bella, 155-1. Fans note the judges ruling that number 6 Geminar went inside of one pylon and over one pylon, which is not a violation, and will stand on the board third. The inquiry, Samuguaf. 6th race payouts for Ace 44 Bella, 250, 220, 210. 2 Big Nipper, 640, 240. 6 Geminar, $3. $2 exactor, $12.90. Dollar try, $18.45. Dollar Supra, $45.75. Sixth race, where we're finished from the top. 4-2 scratch, 153. That's 4-2 scratch, 153 on the bottom. Field for race number 7 on parade 1, PL Susie, Jason Ryan for Nicky Hearn. 3 is Lenny's Girl, Daryl Cheeson for Michelle LeBlanc and Donna LeBlanc. 4 is Page Rock Scissors, George Ketros for Michael Patterson. Number 5 is RJ Jean, Todd Ratchford for Ruth Moore and James Hasty. Number 6, I Dream of Jeannie, J.B. Renault for Julie Walker and Leonard Campbell. And number 7, All-Star Caroline, Anthony Hahn for James Lee. Field of 6, race number 7. Let's get a look at this field. And number 5, RJ Jean, well, did not have a good go of things here last time out, although the mile went in 53 and 3 for a maiden class. But good form at Clinton just before that last race.
Yeah, I thought she was racing fantastic at Clinton, Gary. And the thing is that last start maybe looks bad on paper, but I thought it was actually pretty decent, all things considered. 9th off the gate from post 7. It's her first start since mid-July over the surface. You know they're going to go quicker. She faced a pretty solid group. She had a lot of work to do in the early stages. Then she came home, I thought, pretty nicely. Back half 56 and 3, 28 and 2 on the end of it, and now gets to face a much softer group that even includes a couple of 2-year-olds, and she's a 4-year-old mare who's got 4 top 2 finishes and 9 tries in her career. So I just think that she's the clear one to beat. I don't think she's getting away near the back this time. I think she's going to have the hammer down in the early stages like she did at Clinton, and that could be too much for her.
Number 6, I Dream of Jeannie, is one that the last couple races here, they were pretty solid. Then went to Georgian Downs and was second. Now, the winner was long gone, but I Dream of Jeannie is the one that you've used for second on your ticket. Probably the logical second choice, 7-2.
Yeah, I thought this race looks pretty formful in that way. Like, I couldn't go against those two in the top 2 positions. And I think that she's raced kind of, maybe better than her record shows. She's got those 4 on the board finishes, but she's 0 for 9 in her career. And I think she's probably deserved one that's, raced well enough that she deserves to have already gotten her picture taken. And I think, it could be tonight with the right kind of journey, but I just don't know if she can get the better of RJ Jean. But last time out, I mean, don't read too much. They can beat by more than 10 lengths. That winner was absolutely an acre the best and under wraps to the wire. And I thought that it was just a fine effort, all things considered. In the time of 2 minutes and 4, again, we know what Georgian Downs was kind of like towards the tail end of the meet, for the surface there. So it was on the slower side. The starts over here were just fine before that. So main player underneath, and I'll probably be locking those two up in order of the top end of the exotics.
If one's going to split those two, it's probably Lenny's Girl. Now, just one start, but beaten only 3/4 of a length.
Yeah, and oddly enough, I think Lenny's Girl was going to be my best bet or spot play on August 26th. That was against 2-year-olds, so right fellow 2-year-olds, because I thought she raced fantastic to be second at Top Cut. Had a lot of work to do, just kept on coming in the late stages. It was 7-2 on that occasion. You get a bigger price this time around. She would have been probably a heavy favorite against the field she would have faced on August the 26th, but she was scratched due to the weather. This time now she's got to take on older horses. That's kind of the tricky part for Lenny's Girl here, but one you still have to use underneath the exotics. And I think 6-1's decent value on one that might really take a big step forward second start of her career.
Number 1, PL Susie, is interesting because when you look at the qualifier, the first half was just kind of languishing along, and then a really big back half.
Yeah, big back half, 1/4 downs too. And again, like, this is one where I think you can maybe make a case for backing her at 7-2, right? You've got a first-time starter in against a field. I mean, other than RGA Jean, no one's tasted victory before, right? So, and she's never had that opportunity yet. She's taken solid support throughout the betting, which I think is a good sign for a first-time starter. And like you said, that back half was pretty decent in that qualifier. So I think she can certainly get a piece of it. 4-1. I couldn't get there on a win ticket. I'd have to get a bigger price than that.
Yeah, and right now the price has come for RJ Jean as expected, is even money. And then I Dream of Jeannie is the second choice at 3-1. And I'll tell you, Page Rock Scissors, it's hard to find an argument for. 14 starts. It's got a lot of work to do, but still young horses developing a 3-year-old for George Ketros. And it's a field of 6 in this 7th race as they are moving in behind the gate. PL Susie, Lenny's Girl on the inside. In the center, Page Rock Scissors and RJ Jean to the outside. I Dream of Jeannie, All-Star Caroline. Field for the 7th race. In the backstretch. 7th race on a Monday night at a Grand River Raceway. And the field is at the start of the rough and getting out well as I Dream of Jeannie, Page Rock Scissors, and RJ Jean. RJ Jean is second. Page Rock Scissors inside third. All-Star Caroline, PL Susie, and Lenny's Girl is having some problems and is well back. And now it is RJ Jean, 1 to 5 on the board, who's going to come on and clear to the front. I Dream of Jeannie is racing second. Page Rock Scissors, 35 to 1 is third, and All-Star Caroline at 30 to 1 is fourth, and then it is PL Susie as they race off the turn. And Lenny's Girl is not having much fun at all. Is way back and off stride. It is RJ Jean and Todd Ratchford relaxed on the lead. Advantage is a length and 3/4. I Dream of Jeannie is second. Then Page Rock Scissors is third. All-Star Caroline is positioned fourth. They head on up to the half, and fifth is PL Susie. And on into the backstretch they go. RJ Jean. Halftime will come up for RJ Jean in 59-3 with a 31-second second pedal. I Dream of Jeannie racing along in the pocket, staying on the inside, as is Page Rock Scissors. PL Susie now moves on the outside. First up fourth, and All-Star Caroline is fifth. But it is RJ Jean who's got things all her own way right now. RJ Jean and Todd Ratchford cruises along. I Dream of Jeannie. PL Susie is advancing on the outside, and PL Susie has come on to within a length and a half of the lead. 1:30 the 3/4 time. RJ Jean leads it still, sharing second. PL Susie and I Dream of Jeannie, and then Page Rock Scissors and All-Star Caroline, and the field turns for home. RJ Jean on down the stretch drive they come. RJ Jean, no urging just yet. I Dream of Jeannie up the inside, but it is going to be RJ Jean. A couple of taps at the finish, but still wins by half a length. And then it was I Dream of Jeannie second. 1:58-3, a 28-3 final quarter after just kind of, well, cruising to 3/4, Rob.
Pretty easy one, right, for RJ Jean. I mean, you kind of saw the delayed move there, the delayed leaving move from Todd Ratchford and her. She's got gears, though, so she can do that. She let I Dream of Jeannie kind of take the early lead, and then she kind of just forged past that one. And, second quarter and 31 seconds flat, middle half was pretty soft. It's pretty much raced over at that point. I thought PL Susie, $4,000 yearling, just a 2-year-old against some older horses. I thought she kind of held her own there. I mean, she marched up confidently through some pretty slow fractions, but she stuck around nicely, I thought. Ends up being third. And again, the horses that beat her are both horses that are 1 and 2 years her seniors. So I think that's one to watch going forward. But pretty formful, right? Other than the fact Lenny's Girl didn't want to behave. She made a break in stride and just didn't really want to play tonight. Other than that, everything kind of went as expected.
Yeah, and way too much to ask for I Dream of Jeannie to come on down the stretch when I Dream of Jeannie has to chase RJ Jean coming home in 28-3.
Yeah, you can't expect that. Like that's what you made reference to that final quarter. That's a big final quarter for this group. Again, it lends itself though because that middle half is so soft. But Todd Ratchford's gotten along very nicely with this horse in the past. He knows her well. And the difference this time around is obviously going to the front, and she just proves to be too much for a much softer group than what she had to face last time. But pretty decent, right, for a 4-year-old mare who is just kind of still learning the ropes at this age. Now in her 10th start, now she's got 3 wins in 2 seconds.
And it's interesting watching Todd Ratchford. He's got a very relaxed way of sitting in the bike. He doesn't look too concerned very often.
No, it's true. Yeah, listen, I love the way Todd drives. I love seeing him here at the river. Also like getting behind him at some bigger prices when I was at Mohawk Park as well. So I really like the way he drives a racehorse. And again, the body language is great. We saw it in the first race too with Miss Danny's song. So hopefully we get to see a lot more of that in this final month of racing at the meet here at the river.
It's a 5-6-1-4 top four. And coming back in front of us, number 5, RJ Jean, 4-year-old Dally Bay Mare by Ruth Moore and James Hasty. Ruth Moore is the trainer. Third win for RJ Jean this year, and third win lifetime. 158 and 3, a new career best. Seventh race payouts: 5 RJ Jean, 270, 230, 210. 6 A Dream of Jeannie, 350, 251. PO Susie, 230. $2 exactor, 640. Dollar try, 840. Dollar super, 94.50. Seventh race, order of finish. 3 scratch 6 4 1 2 5. That's 3 scratch 6 4 1 2 5. field for the 8th race on parade. 1 is Pebble Beach Pro. Lauren House for Scott McNiven and Kimberly McNiven, and Bradley McNiven and Thomas Broadhurst and Shirley Griffin. Number 2 is LA Sun Control. Jason Ryan for Rick Edwards and Michael Tam. Number 3 is Century Gigolo. Semi Filia for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. 4 is Beach Tour. It's Mike Horner driving and training for RAW Equine and Mark Horner. 5 is Bugsy McGuire. Austin Sorry for Rachel Andrew. And number 6, Mr. Cheeseman. Travis Henry for Scott McNiven and Bradley Douglas. Field of 6, race 8. The 7 is scratched. Let's get a look at this field. And well, number 4, Beach Tour is getting all the love, 6-5 on the board, and one that's dropping substantially in class. Well, let's look down the page, Robert, and see what happened the last time this horse was in this class. Oh, Winner Gagnon.
Yeah, and it was a crush job too, Gary. It was an absolute crush job. A spot play for me on that occasion. 2-1 on the board that time around. Be shocked if we get it this time. Went to the lead. Did things pretty easy on the engine before scoring in 53-2. Stepped up. I thought raced fantastic to be second to Artie's Ideal after that. Just didn't work out at Mohawk Park in each of his last 2, and maybe he's just going to like things better here at the River, because I really believe that he's the clear one to beat in here. Likely going to see him forwardly placed again, and I think he can be just prove to be too much for these. Just a 6-horse field now in this finale on an 8-race card, and again, I think he gets the job done.
You know who I went with is number 5, Bugsy McGuire, your second choice. And although Bugsy McGuire was off form until bouncing back in the last start at Georgian Downs, a pretty strong effort in 53. Bugsy McGuire's got a lot of back class, and when he steps into this spot, sometimes he comes up with a big one. But 7-1, I think, is worthwhile taking Bugsy McGuire rather than the 6-5 on Beach Tour.
Yeah, I think you're getting value there. The only thing I'm going to say about that victory last time is the leader, Hunter Hill, made a break in stride on the engine, kind of caused confusion behind. I think he was getting beat anyways, because on that night, I remember you could not win on the front end at Georgian Downs. No horse I saw that night was able to win or even get any kind of piece of it. And I think Bugsy McGuire did kind of have a favorable journey on that occasion to get the victory over Wildcat Rocky and Madman Hill. But in any event, I think he fits in nicely with this group, and I think he's the one that should be the main player underneath, or maybe, like you said, the one to upset Beach Tour if you want to get a much better number on the board. I mean, 5-1 versus even money. It's a no-brainer value-wise, but I'll still be likely using Beach Tour on top and slotting in Bugsy McGuire in the underneath spot.
Also, Rachel Andrews' barn has really come on in the past month or 2 months, and the numbers have gotten progressively stronger, all the way up to a 322 training average. How about a look at number 3, Century Gigolo? That's an interesting one, because Century Gigolo is one in the past that you've gone to, but Century Gigolo is just not having the kind of year that, I mean, he's more capable than the numbers he ends up putting up.
Yeah, he's raced better as of late, too, right? I mean, last time, you remember, we didn't really think he looked all that sporty in the race, but he produced a valiant effort to be third to Baron's Weapon. Now, this is kind of interesting because you're transitioning from the claiming ranks to now that middle condition class, but I mean, you look at his recent form, and I mean, when you look at his year, he's got 4 on the board finishes in 18 tries. Well, 3 of those have come in his last 6, and has really kind of turned things around since going to the barn of Ashley Lenvoy. I just think he's kind of a threat where he might be able to go forward off the gate against these and just sit on the pylons and get a big chunk of it. Now, he just took a big hit on the odds board. Wow, he just dropped like 10 points, I think, on the odds board. So he's not as much value at 6-1 or 5-1. I do think he's one, though, that can land on the ticket somewhere. And I would hope he'd add some value to it. But at that price, obviously, now he's taking a lot more support than I expected.
I didn't know what to do with LA Sun Control. And this is one that was really good earlier in the year. And those last 2 races at Clinton, those are huge off-the-pace efforts, but I didn't know how to compare things and just overall stack up LA Sun Control. We did see LA Sun Control here, second beaten a length in 52-3 back in the middle of July.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a big Robert Off angle, because, I mean, I don't know if I've made any horse a best bet or a spot play as many times as I've made LA Sun Control. I'm a huge fan of the horse. Uh, I think that the last two efforts, obviously against softer company at Clinton, he just kind of, if you remember, even that start August 16th was in a perfect spot. I was licking my chops and he jumped it off, and you just saw right there. He was kind of goofing around on the track there. He's one that kind of, I think, doesn't have it, as much between the ears as he has it with his gears, and he's one that I think can jump up and win at any time. The problem is that what version shows up tonight, and is he going to behave himself? He's got a good post to work from. You get a strong driver and Jason Ryan aboard. I just couldn't really get there with any confidence tonight. But if you like Robert Offangles, he's your horse.
Well, I like the fact that Beach Tour is 3-2 because I did anticipate the Beach Tour is probably the best one in here, and I just wanted to see if I couldn't score at a better price. Bugsy McGuire was 5-1, now 9-2 on the board.
Yeah, I think that's probably about where the prices should be, and Beach Tour. I think anything north of even money is not a bad number on them.
It's a field of 6, race number 8. Pebble Beach Pro, LA Sun Control on the inside. Century Gigolo, Beach Tour in the center, the outside, Bugsy McGuire, and Mr. Cheeseman. Field of 6, 8th dash. Field 4, race number 8. Is at the start, and they're off. Bugsy McGuire will come flying out, and then it is Mr. Cheeseman, Beach Tour, LA Sun Control, Pebble Beach Pro, Century Gigolo. Bugsy McGuire at 4-1's got the lead, and then Mr. Cheeseman. Beach Tour didn't want to tuck in third, continues now, and Beach Tour is surfing on the outside and looking to come on against Bugsy McGuire. Beach Tour driving up from my corner and looking to clear to the front of her, Bugsy McGuire, and then third, Mr. Cheeseman. 26-4. It was a solid opening quarter. LA Sun Control is racing position to fourth, and then Pebble Beach Pro and Century Gigolo. Beach Tour has got the lead as they head up towards the half, and Beach Tour, Bugsy McGuire enjoying the view from the pocket position. Mr. Cheeseman on the inside, and LA Sun Control now coming on the outside first up, and is being followed by Century Gigolo. Pebble Beach Pro is on the outside, and now 3 to the inside, 3 to the outside as they race on down the backstretch, and Beach Tour leads it, and LA Sun Control now coming on first over, and LA Sun Control is looking to move up against Beach Tour, and then Bugsy McGuire is riding the pocket. Century Gigolo is fourth. Mr. Cheeseman, Pebble Beach Pro. The half was a lively 55-3 off a 26-4 opening quarter, and Beach Tour, LA Sun Control. Bugsy McGuire taking the shortcut around the turn and is on the back of Beach Tour, and then Century Gigolo. It is Beach Tour, Bugsy McGuire, LA Sun Control to the outside, then Century Gigolo, Mr. Cheeseman, Pebble Beach Pro. They turn for home, and it is Beach Tour. Bugsy McGuire trying to collar Beach Tour. Beach Tour is duck in, though. Beach Tour continues on to the finish. Beach Tour, and then second is between, well, I think it was LA Sun Control over Bugsy McGuire, but close between those two. But Beach Tour for about maybe a second or two, I had some thoughts at the top of the stretch, and then as I saw Beach Tour continue on gamely, I realized, yeah, those were stupid thoughts.
Well, maybe they were wishful thoughts, right? No, Beach Tour, just proved to be too much for them. And Mike Horner has the utmost confidence in his horse in the early stages there. I was kind of thinking, wow, he's not really blasting out the wings of the gate. Well, that was kind of by design, I think, because he knows that he's going to settle out in the first turn. And over this surface, we've seen it so much, Gary, that delayed leaving move. Let them kind of settle, stay on the outside, and then just attack them to take over the lead. 26-4 was the quarter, 55-3 to the half. Legit fractions throughout, but Beach Two were just too good for them. As we saw that he was at a better price in this class on August the 12th. But another real nice effort for this horse. I'm a big fan of Beach Two. I'm a big fan of anything the Horners sent out.
Well, and after he chatted you, he wanted to know when you're off his horse, but you weren't off tonight.
No, I was not off. I mean, he said that yeah, that's when they need to really zero in on them because they know that when I jump off, they usually win. But no, I was all into that on beach tour. Even at I thought maybe we get even money. He dropped down to 3 to 5, but he won like a 3 to 5 shot should.
I'm curious to see for a second because it's close, and I thought it went the other way, but well, 4-5-2, 6 the top four.
Yeah, I mean, pretty logical underneath, right? I mean, I tried to get Century Gigolo in there. I thought he tried pretty hard, second over, but he kind of fades out of it late. But yeah, I mean, Bugsy McGuire gets the early lead. That secures a 2-hole for him. That's probably the difference. Well, it was the difference because, I mean, the LA Sun Control goes a tougher trip first over. And then, pretty much just horses battling for the lesser shares after that.
But if you're going to take a 4-1 shot to beat a 3-5, and as long as the horse races well, it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, again, it's never fun backing 3 to 5 shots. It's not fun ripping up tickets either, though, right? So I mean, there's two sides of the coin.
Absolutely. And so you have Beach Tour and stay loyal to Mike Horner. It's a 4-5-2-6-1 top five, and Beach Tour back in front of us. 5-year-old Sunshine Beach Bay Gelding by R.A.W. Equine and Mark Horner. Mike Horner is the trainer and the winning driver. Fourth win for Beach Tour this year. And it is the 13th Lifetime Beach Tour, 153 flat. Eighth race payouts, number 4 Beach Tour, 320, 250, 220, 5. Bugs McGuire, 410, $3 and 2. LA Sun Control, 310. Pick 3 is 395. The dollar high five, 205.25. $2 exactor, 950. Dollar try, 16.50. Double of 5 and 4 is $6.80. That 20-cent high five is 41.05. Eighth race order finish from the top. 5-3-6-1-2-4 scratch. That's 5-3-6-1-2-4 scratch on the bottom. Well, fans, that concludes the live harness racing program for this Monday evening. Action resumes on a Wednesday evening. Our first dash on Wednesday will go to post at 6:30 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Josie Bean.